Welcome to Leadership Energetics. I'm so excited for today's episode because this is like the jam of what my work is. So this is an energy game that we're playing every single day of my life. Continues to remind me of that. Every single energy exchange, every single conversation and response and choice you make either dictates whether you have more or less energy. And because money is a symbol of energy, the more energy you have, the more ability to create resources and money you have. Ultimately, money symbolizes your energy, not the other way around. Money is just a literal note, which is a symbol to represent, okay, this person has the ability to get what they desire. And when you have energy, you have the ability to get what you desire. And energy is the literal form and foundation for the formula of creating and manifesting that which you desire into your reality, to create the feeling world, the spiritual world, the imagination into the physical, which is something that you need and should master as a leader to become a very powerful leader. I just came back from a jiu-jitsu class. It's something that every single time I go, because I'm quite new, I always have this feeling of like, oh my god, I have no idea what to expect, and every single time it's new. And it's so amazing because this time around I went with a friend and it was a new experience because it was their first time. And it got me to see, like, from an outside perspective, what I was like on my first lesson. It got me to also understand the way that I work and the way that human psychology works. And I think that's the power, right, of new experiences, because you experience new energies, new emotions, which allow you to see things from new perspectives. And when I say emotions and energy is the name of the game, I mean it literally is. When you're fighting someone, and something that I'm learning in martial arts, mentally, from conflict, from your work, day-to-day life, or just from maybe just actual physical fighting, you are fighting against opinions and what one believes is the truth to be right and what another believes the truth to be right. And so from that space, you're trying to change someone's mind. You're trying to change someone. And by doing that, you are fighting for your perspective to dominate, your perspective to take up space. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's not necessarily a good thing either. It simply is. It's the process of what's happening when humans get into conflict. And it doesn't make someone bad or good because we're constantly doing this as human beings. We are consistently getting into moments of dispute, whether it's tiny little ones that don't even flag up as a dispute or as a conflict, it just seems like a conversation, or whether it's a full-blown physical thing that's just created from the small conflict in the mind to something physical. But ultimately, there's two people standing on opposite sides, oppositional, and believing that their way is the way, and not having that space to find that common ground. And so the reason this is so powerful, the insight and this wisdom that I'm getting right now, is because it reminds you as a leader that your job is to find understanding and commonality of two minds. And it's about finding similarities. It's about finding the bridge between two worlds, because ultimately every single human being that stands in front of you, every single eyes that are in front of you, comes from a different world. And that is exactly what being a human being experience is. Your world is unique and will never be lived again. Who you are will never be lived again. And so there is strength and honor in owning that and accepting who you are made to be and being yourself in your authentic spirit and frequency. There is honor in owning your true authentic desires. It is the highest frequency to be in your authentic frequency. Your authentic frequency quite literally calls of us to be real. It calls of us to heal. It calls of us to shift. And that's the powerful thing of being who you are. Who you are is literally who the universe wants to be. It literally doesn't want to be anyone else right now. It would be someone else if it wanted to be someone else. The universe just wants to be you right now. And that's so powerful to come to that realization, truly. When you realize that you are the one. You are the one. literally, you are the one. And this is your life. And so fighting for something doesn't necessarily mean getting aggressive. It doesn't necessarily mean being hurtful. Fighting for something is standing up for something, holding your ground for something, taking up space for something. It is vocalizing, using your voice for something. And your voice is so freaking powerful because it is unique, and your voice comes really in correlation with who your spirit, with your frequency, with what your purpose is for existing. And so every single moment you choose truth, every single moment you choose to move in alignment with who you are quite literally stepping into a higher timeline, because you are being in alignment with your soul. And that's where true fulfillment, true satisfaction, true high on life exists, on the other side of leading an authentic or true life according to what you actually feel in your heart's desire. And you can only find that by being real about how you feel in each moment, by being connected to yourself in each moment. And that means your awareness. Where is your focus? Is your focus on yourself, your being, or is your focus on everyone else? Where your focus is where your energy goes. Your focus goes, your energy flows. And because energy is the currency of this game, this human game, your currency, which is your focus, should be in your being. And when I say your being, I mean your body, your essence, your consciousness. And that's where your mindfulness, you should always be mindful of your state, how centered you are, how self-aware you are, your thoughts you're having, the emotional state you're in, because that is really truly all that you have. Everything else is a reflection of that. And honestly, today I felt quite drained because I made some choices that weren't very energy abundant. And I'm somebody who always makes very good choices when it comes to my energy. It's just who I am. And so to make that choice, it was beautiful contrast. It made me realize that when I said yes to hanging out with someone, when really my gut and my energy level was saying no, I said yes because I got in my mind. I started overthinking, well, if I don't do this, will they think this? In the future, will they try? Maybe they'll do it back to me or they will cancel. I got in my head. And when you get in your head in that way and you start allowing your thoughts to choose your choices, you are not in the driver's seat of your own life anymore. You're not in control. So to be in control and in the driver's seat of your own life, you have to watch your thoughts and understand your thoughts, but know that you have a choice in whether you act on them or not, and they don't always necessarily are true. And we know this, but yet when we are in the midst of like a momentum of like a negative thought or a fear or a trigger, because it all is a thought that is expressed as an emotion. I was actually having a conversation with a guy on a bus stop about this. Like, our thoughts are what creates an emotional experience. That's why when you change your perspective on something, your emotion changes, because your thoughts are literally the source. So when you change your mind, you change your perspective, you change your reality, because your matrix is a projection of your mind, your perspective, and your thoughts. Quite literally, this reality is a projection of your expectations and your beliefs. And beliefs are strong because they are something that your being, your subconscious mind, your animal self is consistently looking to create beliefs that serve you, to keep you in survival, to keep you surviving in this experience. So your beliefs seem to be very deeply core created because they are something that you're constantly scanning to build powerful, fortified beliefs that serve your survival. When you are aware of that, that means you can start to be conscious of the beliefs you're having and conscious of changing more empowering beliefs, knowing that you do not have to have beliefs just based on survival. You can have beliefs that are based on thriving and growing and evolving. And that's when you really start to take the driver's seat of your life. And to do that, you need to bring in more consciousness. And so that means more silence, more mindfulness, and more questioning and curiosity about yourself. And this is a you versus you game. And when I say this is an energy game, this is an energy game with you versus you. It's about making choices that serve you, and you're the literal only person who knows what's best for you. Other people will have ideas of what you should do based on what they would do in your situation, based on their experiences and what their spirit needs from them. So it's a projection of what they think is good for you from their perspective and their point of view, which is completely different to yours. So ultimately, the most pointless thing, and this is what I've learned and that you'll learn in your leadership position, is the most silly thing is asking anyone for what you should do and what they think about a situation in your life. Not that there's no value in that or that it can't be healing or give you clarity for your own thoughts, but ultimately, you already have made your mind up. It's about understanding why you made your mind up with that, and by having the reflection of what happens when they give you their opinion. It's like when you make a decision on what you want to buy in a shop and you ask your friend and they say the opposite one, and then you say, well, I actually think it's the other one, and you're already convincing yourself because you've already made up your mind. But what about when you haven't made up your mind? In another situation, you wouldn't necessarily still wouldn't want to be asking somebody, especially if you haven't made up your mind, because that means you haven't even connected to what you think in your truth, in that essence, in that moment. And so that means by asking someone else, you'll be corrupted and diverged to another path that isn't in alignment to your authentic frequency in your soul and what is true to you. And to be true to you is the literal only thing that will put you in your highest timeline, because it is the thing where you can have high on life, have fulfillment and satisfaction. Being true to yourself is the only thing that will give you that experience that no drug, no person, no experience can, that only authentic frequency, authentic alignment can in your experience and in your life. And that is the power of leading in your authenticity and leading with your spirit. That is the power of truth. Whew, okay, I'm so excited to create another video at some point, because this stuff is powerful, and I will see you very, very soon.